But these Georgians who come down through here, they're going to have no pity on the folks here in Cashtown and in Gettysburg. In fact, Jubal Early will push aside the 26th Pennsylvania Emergency Militia along the banks of Marsh Creek. Men, 743 of them, will scatter to the wind, heading off towards Harrisburg, and Early will eventually go into town, into Gettysburg, where he'll ransom the town, collect supplies, move on towards York, and eventually up towards the Susquehanna, towards the state capital of Harrisburg. Now, fast forward a few more days, June 29th of 1863. Coming right into the Cashtown Inn will be A.P. Hill and his 3rd Army Corps, roughly 17,000 men strong. A.P. Hill is a new corps commander within the Army of Northern Virginia, as is Richard Ewell. And what they're going to do is start bringing the Confederate Army, the head of it, down this road. They'll arrive here on June 29th, and on June 30th, he's going to send a reconnaissance in force, commanded by a guy named Johnston Pettigrew, a North Carolinian, allegedly the smartest man in the Confederacy. He went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. So if you're a Duke person, you don't think he's the smartest person in the Confederacy, probably. But Pettigrew's going to move down the road with 3 regiments, eventually pick up a 4th, the 55th Virginia, and move into Gettysburg. He's going to make it to about Seminary Ridge when he sees or hears drums, he claims. But what he starts to see are organized groups of men shadowing him. And those would be John Buford's horsemen, 2,400 or so troopers in Gettysburg. Pettigrew will not engage. He'll actually fall back towards Cashtown and report to Henry Heath, his division commander, a Virginian, and a distant relative of Robert E. Lee. And he will report to A.P. Hill of what happened out in front. Hill and Heath will decide to send another reconnaissance into Gettysburg the next day on July 1st. And that's how we'll have the Battle of Gettysburg start to take place here. Now, this road's important behind us because this is where the bulk of the Confederate Army will arrive. We'll also have another 1/3 of the Confederate Army infantry, the 2nd Corps, told to come down from the Harrisburg area. Remember, we had Jubal Early move through here. Eventually, we'll have other Confederate 2nd Corps troops move through this area up towards Harrisburg. They think they're going to take the capital, and then Robert E. Lee says, no, we need to concentrate. We need to bring our army back together because the Union Army has disengaged from the Fredericksburg line under the command of Joe Hooker. Joe Hooker has screened or kind of shadowed the Confederate Army. He's blocked their access to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, but then he's going to lose his job. George Gordon Meade will take over on June 28th of 63, and Meade's the one who's starting to send troops, Union troops, into Pennsylvania. So Lee decides that he needs to bring his army together somewhere, and he decides it'll be here at Cashtown. So he tells his men, come here to Cashtown. Why are we going to go? He wants to make sure that he keeps that open. He also wants to make sure that if he needs to fall back, those mountains will make a perfect place to fall back, put up a defensive line, and allow the Union Army to attack him. First, probably one of the most famous scenes will take place either in the Cashtown Inn or on the road right beside me, and that will be when Robert E. Lee arrives into this area. He's going to arrive here probably between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning, and as he arrives here, he's going to find out that his new 3rd Corps commander, A.P. Hill, is inside of this place, sick, on a cot, as usual. So this is what the Cashtown Inn looks like, 1797, as I said. And basically, A.P. Hill, think about this, is going to walk out to his commanding officer and he's going to say, Lee's going to ask, what's the sound of the guns up ahead? And Hill's basically going to tell him, I don't exactly know. You really want to tell your boss that you have now sent an entire division, Henry Heath's division, down this road. You don't exactly know what's going on. You're sick inside of this house, or this inn, and now what you've done is touched off a battle. You've touched off one of the largest battles in American history. So that's what happens here.